the guy who seemed like something was up with him. He needed a new phone, but he had just got a new phone, so couldn't get him a new one, but he was saying his apps were moving around and people were hacking his phone and they knew that he was going to use something before using it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Kind of out there, eh? And you notice there a lot of that happening around town, like...
Yeah, there's a lot of like the homeless people here that need things, but obviously have trouble getting things, and the city's just, like you said, ship them up here.
I talked to some folks there a little while ago, and they stayed in the homeless shelter, and they said there was 30 people that night, and a lot of times they turn people away because they don't have the room for them. Right?
I actually had 2 customers in, a mother and a daughter, that were trying to get into the homeless shelter, but because they had no beds for them, they were turned away, and they had to sleep in their vehicle in this minus 20 weather.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so they were in here, and their phones had been stolen from the homeless shelters as well. And so I was trying to get them like a cheaper phone so that they had something to use to like call their caseworkers and stuff like that to help them find other shelters to go. I think they went to Bonnieville now, and she's looking for a place to stay there because the one here has no room for her daughter. And then when they do, their stuff's just getting stolen constantly.
Wow.
And her daughter has a disability as well, so...
That's terrible.
Yeah.
And what do you think needs to happen to try to do something about this problem?
They need to have more shelters available in more towns, I think, because there's not enough places for them to go. And just shipping them, like sending them on buses to all these smaller towns doesn't help anybody, because the smaller towns don't have the place to hold everybody, and the city's refusing to open up more places for them.
Yeah. And like right now, they don't, as far as I know, they don't have to work or do chores or anything to get their food or
well, the food banks are open for them to just go and get meals there.
So like right now, they're relying on the system, and like you and I, we pay taxes that go towards these shelters, and well, some of them are publicly funded.
I guess and there's no like nothing for them to do to almost like earn their place in the shelters. Like I understand that they're just trying to make it through life and everything, but I do think maybe giving them something to almost live for.
Exactly.
Like even if it's like a small chore or something to do, to be like, hey,
to feel
you've
like
done great, here's your room for... Obviously you don't be like, oh, you've done bad, no room for you. If you have the room, you're going to get
you don't
the
turn
room,
them away, but you let them know that they have to, they're not just getting a free ride, they have to
contribute in some little way, even if it's just a small thing to help out.
And that'll give them some dignity, because that's what they really need is...
Exactly, and then thank them for that, show them some appreciation, because a little bit goes a long way at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I think we should change this whole system around, and the problem's getting worse.
Yeah, nothing changes from that, so
Yeah.
It definitely have to figure out a way that works for everybody. And even just like making them just do a few things to help the community out as well.
For sure. You know, a lot of these people have skills. They had good steady jobs, and then out of circumstances they've
lost everything.
Lost their way and ended up on the street, and a lot of them choose to be on the street. Like I talked to one guy, he's got a real good girlfriend, she's got a good paying job, and you know, she said he could live there no problem, but he doesn't want to put up with her shit, and so he'd rather stay on the street. He's happy on the street. He's got a family on the street.
Well, some people, the streets are all they know. Like, I moved here from Toronto, so I saw a lot of the Toronto homeless, and a lot of them were like younger kids as well, and it's pretty much like all they know from like teenagehood all the way up to adulthood. And trying to live in an apartment or get a real job is just so bizarre to them that they're like, nope, I'll just go back to the corner panhandling.